Hey guys, so I have another Diwali sweet for y'all, and this one is called Barfi. And Barfi is one of the most loved sweets other than Kurma. It's one of the most loved Diwali sweets, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do this Barfi. And there are two versions to Barfi. This one is made with whole milk powder, dry milk powder, and the other one is also made with whole milk powder and with coconut shreds. So if you guys want to see how to do this and attempt it, maybe you all should keep watching. So thanks for staying tuned, and I hope this video is very helpful. So to start off, you're gonna need 3 cups of full cream milk powder, or this is 375 grams. We're also gonna need a tin of this Nestle cream. It's like a really thick cream. If you can't find this, you can use heavy cream. And we're just going to use about 3/4 of this tin, about 170 grams. And for the sugar syrup, we're going to use 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of water, about 2 tablespoons of ginger. I'm going to grate this up and put it into the sugar syrup. We'll need some sprinkles to put onto the barfi when we press it out onto our pan or sheet or whatever you're going to press it on. About 1/2 teaspoon of ground clove, about 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder or elychee powder. And that's all we'll need so far. And if you have like a fine sieve or something that you can sieve this mixture through, that'll be perfect. I don't have that, so I'm going to use my grater, and I'm just going to grate it on the finest side. So that's what we're going to need, and now I'm going to start mixing the ingredients. So now all you're going to need is your full cream milk powder and your full cream Nestle milk. So what you want to do now, well, I sifted this powder milk, I forgot to mention that. So I'm just going to open this can. See, this is how it looks on the inside. It's like a really heavy cream. And I'm just going to pour out about 3/4 of this can in there. Okay, so that should be good. Now I'm just going to mix this really well with my hands. And you want this mixture to look really fine, like crumbly, like breadcrumbs. But what I'm going to do, because I'm going to grate it, I'm going to just form mine into 2 balls. So I'm just going to crumble it and then form it into the balls, so that it's easier for me to grate. So once you get the 2 different milks incorporated, now I'm gonna just form it into 2 balls, just to make it easier for me for when I'm gonna grate it. But if you're using a sieve, you can just get it crumbly, kind of like this, and you're just gonna pass it through your sieve to make it into a nice fine texture. So at first it's gonna be soft. Because I'm gonna use these two balls, I want them to get like nice and hard. So I'll just let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes just to firm up a bit, and then I'll grate it. So I'm gonna use this side of my grater. Just don't mind this color. This is from grating turmeric or hardy, and it really stains bad, so it didn't come out from my grater. So I'm just gonna grate it on this side, and this will work perfect because I've been using this for years. So you don't have to have any fancy equipment to do this. Once you have a grater, it's totally fine. So just let this sit for a little while, and I'll come back and show you guys how it looks. So it's been about 20 minutes now, and they've become really hard and tough. So I'm just gonna show you how it looks when I grate it, and then I'm gonna complete it and show you how it looks after. Okay, so this is how fine it looks. This is the texture that you want. So it's not that difficult. So I'm gonna finish this and I'll show you guys how it looks at the end. This is the finished product. This is how it looks after I grated it. And you see how fine it got? This is what you want. So now we're gonna work on our sugar syrup. We're gonna go over to the stove to start this. My pot on medium to high heat, and I'm gonna just add a third of a cup of water in there. Just let it come to a little boil, and then we'll add the sugar in. So I'm seeing little bubbles starting to form, so I'm gonna add the sugar in. And you just want the sugar to melt, and you want it to reach to a point where when you lift it up, it looks like a thread. So I'll show you how that looks. Now you just want to add your teaspoon of cardamom in there. Half teaspoon of clove, or just a pinch. And you also want to grate your ginger in there too. So I'm doing about 2 tablespoons of ginger. So that's about enough. So you'll notice as I'm stirring, I'm doing this. It's because I'm looking for that thread consistency. It's developing, it's slowly getting there, so you don't want your heat to be too high. You just lower it a little bit so that it doesn't happen too quickly. So this looks like it's about ready. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of adding this to my milk, I'm gonna add my milk to this. And I have my heat on really, really low. And just add in a little at a time and stir it. So make sure you get all the milk mixed in with the sugar. This looks perfect now. So I've been stirring this for about 20 minutes. Now what I'm gonna do is just empty it into a baking dish or something. And you just want to spread it out. And it's going to be hot, so just be careful. Make sure the top is really nice and smooth. See, it's kind of like fudge. Now what I'm gonna do is put my sprinkles on top. So put enough sprinkles. Give it a nice generous coating. And just press it in. So see, it's starting to look like Barfi now. Okay, so this looks perfect. So what I'm gonna do now is just take my knife and just make some nice little cuts. so that when it cools, it's not hard to cut. Cool. Now that it's finished, we want to let this cool, and I got about 36 squares from this. You can cut it bigger if you want. I just wanted some small ones. So now you want to put this in a nice area to cool, and I'll show you how it looks after about an hour, 2 hours. So it's been about 2 hours now, guys, and it's really set nicely. I'm just gonna cut a little piece and show you all how nice it is. See how hard it is to come out? That's why I made my cuts before. See, it's really nice and hard, and it's not breaking apart. So thanks so much for checking out this video, guys, and if you liked this one, then give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. If you want to see videos as soon as I post them, then subscribe so that you can see the videos as soon as I upload them. And thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.